You know, one of the very funny things that happened over in Colombia is the fact that Harry and Meghan are desperately trying to control the media. You will have seen this, of course, with the doctored pictures that went out and everything around it, including the footage that had the sound taken off, so you couldn't do anything. Of course, lip readers around the world can work out exactly what was happening behind the scenes. And as we've told you, their relationship at points is at rock bottom. All when Meghan, of course, demanded that hand as they literally entered into the public domain. Harry seemingly forgetting, unlike Meghan, of course, to paste on a Richter screen and follow the script. That's the deal. You follow the script when you're out as a celebrity. Look at Bennifer. They kept it going even up until a couple of days ago and then announced that they're getting divorced. You know, shape up, Harry. There's a bigger problem here to deal with. Well, there was a bigger problem, literally, at that Colombian event. You know, the one with all the little children that have been wheeled in, allegedly promised to, of course, to be seen a major Colombian football star. And then they were greeted with this. But things actually got worse. As ever, let me explain. Morning, nice to see you today. We'll have a lovely wave. You all right? Keeping well? Not bad, thank you. This, of course, as I often say, is the beautiful Victoria Palace. And yes, I better move out of this pole, actually, hasn't it? Then you can see it a bit more. Currently showing, of course, Hamilton, doing quite well, I still think, which is good to know in this climate, isn't it? Let's be honest. What isn't doing well, though, is, of course, the PR disaster that was Harry and Meghan's Colombia tour. It just really goes from bad to worse, and it's nothing really to do, in my opinion, with the fact that they lost a very important chief of staff. I'm not saying he'd been there long enough to make an impact, but some people might suggest it was ill-fated nonetheless. Now, here as ever is where it gets really interesting and complicated. Here as ever is where it gets really interesting, but more so rather complicated. You see, remember when all of those school children were wheeled in and all that sort of stuff? And in particular, there was the kid, wasn't it, that had suddenly decided to do a fake curtsy. And anybody has said this online, and I totally reiterate this. Somebody told that kid to do that. They knew that was a publicity moment, you know. There's Meghan gushing at someone, finally curtsying to her, but she didn't have the manners or grace to curtsy to senior members of the British monarchy, her own family at that time. Always double standards in the world of Meghan. But here's where it gets even more twisty, because you see, as I told you before, Franny Marquez actually thought that Harry and Meghan were going to bring at least one of their children, and in particular she had hoped that it was going to be Prince Archie, because she knew that this school visit was set up, children were there, and this would have made a great moment. This was also fed back to Harry and Meghan, and they said, look, this is a wonderful opportunity, a very first, if you like, fake royal visit, fake royal tour alongside Prince Archie. And as we now know, no, they didn't turn up, they didn't bring him. No real reason apparently given to Franny Marquez as to what happened or indeed why. Then this twist took. And this is the thing why they have the audio removed as ever, allegedly. You see, quite a few of the children kept saying, where's Archie? Where's Prince Archie? And this proved rather embarrassing as the tour went on. Obviously, maybe somebody from their government, their party, whatever, had stated that this was going to be the case. Now, allegedly, the kids thought they were going to be meeting a soccer star, so that was number one disappointment. And number two was the fact that suddenly now they're not going to meet somebody of their own likeness, their own age bracket. This would have been a massive publicity coup, but as ever, Meghan dangles the children only for money, particularly in Netflix, and then zips them away. Only briefly mentioning one of her children, of course, in a final chat in Spanish, where it was met with much laughter that her daughter, Lilibet, as she pointed out, is now finding her own voice. She's 3. Other than bring me the food and faster, what possibly could this kid have to say? But as ever, in the madcap world of the Sussexes, it's always about the positivity. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.